Hey everybody, Dan from Sager & Sons Automotive. We're doing a inner tie rod in on a 2005 Honda Odyssey. It looked like when the company that went to pick it up towed it, they accidentally put the hook right here and bent the tie rod. So we get the honor of putting a new tie rod in here and resetting the alignment. So let's get to it. Right here we have a castle nut with a cotter pin. We need to take this off. Take our 19mm nut off of here. Crack our jam nut loose. The outer looks okay, just they snagged it right here and bent the tie rod. So let's get to popping this jam nut loose a little bit. Pop that jam nut loose. Get our cotter pin out of here. $19mm socket on the outer tie rod end nut. We can take our nifty little tie rod tool and one of these socket out there. Okay, and what we're gonna do, what I like to do, what makes it easy, I take a little pry bar and I get in there, and you'll see right in here, you'll see the head of it right there. And what I'll do is I'll take the pry bar, peanut butter, and I will just snag the tip of it with a pry bar and give a little love tap with a hammer, and it pops that clamp right off there. So, with camera in view, let's see if I can get on there. Get a little light on it, right? And I snag the tip of that clamp right there, okay? You just give it a little tap. Still there. There you go. And then what I do is I just grab that bellows boot, give a little twist and pull. Like that. Pops right off there. See? And they give you new ones to put on there, but it's a little hard to get in there and repinch it. A lot of aftermarket bellows boot kits come with a zip tie. So that's what we're gonna use.
This guy's got the right idea. He wore the brown pants.
On the inner tie rod, you'll have, here's the new one, right? Here's the new inner tie rod. This piece goes inserted in the rack right here, like so. Then when you're done, you bend these ears over, and it's kind of like a lock nut. So that inserts into the rack, and then you bend the two ears over on each side a little bit, and it acts as a lock nut. Let's get the inner tie rod tool. See, and those ears are right there. There's one ear on each side. Don't! I just take a hammer and a punch, or a hammer and a chisel, and you come to that side, and you just knock that tab that way. Here's the inner tie rod tool, and you'll have all sorts of different keys, right? And they sit inside the tool like this. So you put it over the inner tie rod, and then you lock it in here and you put your 1/2-inch drive breaker bar or ratchet in there, and then we can get that off there. So let's take the new tie rod while we have it and see which key it wants here. This one right there, 1 5/16". So there it is. Let's knock that guy out of there. Slip our key. Inner tie rod torque. Torque specifications. Okay. Well, look, find the inner tie rod torque specification, so we can torque it to spec. All right, there's that. Bust her loose. There it is. Toss the other keys aside. Snap-on guy. He just sold me a good used snap-on vise for like 800 new. I got it for 350. It's really in really good condition. So, all right, we got that one done. Got that out. I'm gonna take a little bit of Loctite, put on these threads. Let's see. Put on these threads. Put the lock washer in there. Locks into those tabs in there. You'll feel it lock. There it is. Now we'll screw the tie rod in all the way. There we go. Grab our tie rod tool. Sissy's getting our torque specs. Get our torque wrench in there. There it is. Okay. Now, like I said, I'm gonna go get a zip tie, and it looks like there's a little bit of grease in here. There may be a little bit of leakage internally from the rack and pinion and the seals. It's not horrible, but you know, you might want to recommend a rack and pinion. We might want to recommend a rack and pinion soon. And let them know, you know, exactly the same as the OEM. In this case, it was a Honda part, but maybe they did some upgrading or something like that. You can always put it together and you'll look right here. It'll be nice and straight. Straighten the other tire out. Just the best you can with drywall. And just make sure this guy's semi-straight for the alignment rack. And that'll get you close enough for the alignment. Alright, outer tie rod in, nut. $19 we'll snug her down, put a cotter pin in there. Right there. Grab the cotter pin, stick her back in. There you go. Now we'll throw the wheel back on there and get her nice and aligned. Uh-oh. Let me talk about paperwork or something. Good, 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 good. All right, let's get this gal lined up and get her down. Look at that, wasn't even in there that good, so it came right out for us. Got that out. Now that we've unloosened our jam nut there, we got Sissy over here sweeping. The boys are out there working their little tails off already. I don't know how they feel, how comfortable they feel on camera, but we'll start getting them soon too, guys. Uh-oh. Ding dong. Somebody's here. Now, you can count your turns, or you can measure it where that backing nut was once you get it off here. And you'll see where the dirt line was on that. And you can get it pretty close by that. You just don't want it too far off, so that way when the tech gets aligned with it, you didn't upset him too bad, you know, by leaving it a mile out of whack. Go to the back of the nut. We'll just take something here and measure it. About an inch of thread there is what we got, and you'll see that on the old guy there. Pop that nut out there. Take your little clamp off. Then on the inside here, if you look, what you have, and you have one of these guys. Okay. And what we're gonna do, here, I'll open it up and show you. What we're gonna do is that's in there on the bellows boot right back here, right? This is called a bellows boot. And right back there, and I'll get a light on it. Okay. So, every time I set something down, I lose it. Damn it. I just set a part down and lost it somewhere. Look at that. Was that bent? No, that looks good. Now we'll do the same to the driver's side here. As you can see, the right front is in spec now. Camber's out both sides. We may have some flawed struts. We may be able to fix that for them while we're here, but most of the time we need camber kits when they're that far off. We're gonna get the toe in, but we may have to lift it up, loosen the struts, and see if we can knock this in. We may have to put camber kits in it as well. That's an additional cost. So if I can't, I'm gonna set the toe close, then adjust the camber if I can, then I'll have to reset the toe, but the toe is way out of whack. So let's set the toe close, and then we'll see if we can fix these camber numbers without a camber kit, and just unloosening the strut and positioning this strut out and positioning this strut in. See if we can't fix that, because that camber is way out of whack. Now what we're gonna do is that is we're gonna loosen the strut up and let the strut fall in a little bit. We're gonna have to lift the vehicle up, loosen it up, pull the wheel out with the left front. So let's see if we can get this camber better than that, because that's horrible. Somebody's tampered with these struts and it wasn't aligned properly. Some video on there. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to there's two strut bolts, right? And I'll show you guys what I'm gonna do here. Is I'm gonna come to the strut bolt. And I'm gonna loosen them up while it's on the ground, right? That one there, and then the upper one. And I'm gonna loosen those strut bolts, and I'm gonna allow that strut to fall in a little bit. Then, like I said, on the right or the left front, I'm gonna have to lift the vehicle off the ground and loosen them up and kick it out, see if there's a little bit of play in there. And that'll tell me that somebody's tampered with the struts or did some work to it and didn't realign the vehicle correctly in the first place. After they did whatever work they did. They could have did a spindle, they could have did bearings, who knows. You're good. You can stay on video. You guys are getting recorded up next. Okay. So, like I said, I'm just gonna hop down there, loosen that right front strut up. I think that lower strut is a little bit tight. We're gonna get on there and see if we can get a little more play. That one's all the way in. It won't go in anymore. I can pull it out, but I can't put it in. So what we may be able to do is take the whole cradle, right, and shift it one way or the other, right? So if we take the cradle and we shift it this way, that'll kick that tire in and that'll bring the left front tire out. And that would straighten those numbers out. But this is that, we're already way beyond, you know, just resetting the alignment on the toe issue part. So we could try a cradle shift and get those numbers to look better, as long as we don't tweak the cradle back and front and mess those caster numbers up. So let's lock that strut back down, reset the toe, and we will let the customer know that we could either put camber kits in there, which I'm going to recommend, or trying to shift the cradle, which, you know, I don't want to mess the caster up because the caster is perfect. So we're gonna put camber kits in it. We're not getting that toe any better than that. That toe is fine. That camber, it's gonna wear, is that left front is negative. So that tire is like this, and that tire is lent out that way. So positive and negative on the driver's front. So let's get that customer notified about the camber kits that it needs. Yeah. And we'll go from there. But otherwise, she's good to go. Be talking headless and waste all this time. Yeah, right. That'd be fun. That'd probably get some good views. That'd be hilarious. Walk around with no, like a horseless headman outfit on, working on cars. Yeah. It'd be just interesting to watch, right? Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Everybody would be like, what the hell is this?
Who the hell is this weirdo?
What is he doing?